The night was quiet to quiet. An empty suburban street stretched out, dimly lit by yellow streetlights that reflected off wet asphalt. A light fog hung in the air, clinging to the pavement, softening the edges of the world. No sounds came from the houses lining the street. No laughter, no voices, no hum of life. It was the kind of street where people walked every night, believing they were completely safe, a street where nothing ever happened. But on this night, something was about to happen. Something that would shatter the stillness. Something that would leave no trace, no sign, and no witnesses. A young woman walked this street, unaware of the events that would unfold. And in these silent moments, fate was quietly closing in. She reached for her phone. It was a small, ordinary device, the kind people used every day without much thought. Her fingers pressed the buttons with ease. There was no urgency in her movements, no shaking of the hands, no tremble in her voice. She called her sister. The conversation was calm, ordinary, a conversation between two people who shared a bond of familiarity and trust. "I'm almost home," she said. Just a few more minutes, a short walk, and she would be back where she belonged. Those words were ordinary in tone, but would later echo with chilling significance, because they were the last words anyone ever heard from her. They were a promise that would remain unfulfilled. Every detail of that conversation, the tone, the pauses, the calmness, would be dissected over and over in the years to come. And yet, in that moment, nothing seemed out of place. She never returned home. Minutes became hours. Hours became a night that stretched endlessly. Her family waited, first with impatience, then with concern. They called her friends, retraced her steps, checked the streets. But nothing. The worrying grew, and soon it became fear. Her face would eventually appear on missing person posters like the one on this wall. Weathered, soaked by rain, slightly torn, a haunting reminder of her absence. Strangers passing by would see her photo and wonder, who is this girl? Where did she go? And yet, no answers were forthcoming. Time began to slip through their fingers, leaving only uncertainty and dread. She was 20. At the very beginning of adulthood. A young woman with dreams, aspirations, and people who cared deeply about her. Friends remembered her as careful, responsible, and thoughtful. Family knew her as someone reliable, someone who followed routines and never acted without reason. There was nothing in her past that suggested she would disappear voluntarily. No arguments, no conflicts, no emotional turbulence. Her life was ordinary, peaceful, predictable. And that is what made her disappearance so shocking. Someone who had every reason to come home. Someone who lived a structured and responsible life suddenly vanished without a trace. Her life was a series of routines. She woke up at the same time each day. She checked in with her family when she went out. She followed paths she knew intimately. On the night she disappeared, nothing was different. She left the house the same way she always did. She walked the same streets, took the same shortcuts, and followed the familiar route home. No signs indicated danger. No warning suggested the tragedy that was about to unfold. And yet, something went terribly wrong. Something unseen, something that would remain a mystery for years. The night was still. The streetlights worked perfectly, casting long shadows along the road. The neighborhood was empty. No passerby, no cars, no movement. Her footsteps echoed faintly against the pavement. Every sound carried through the night. And then, silence. Somewhere along that short walk home, her life changed forever. There were no witnesses. No clues. Only the empty street and the darkness that swallowed her presence. The call ended normally. No dropouts. No sudden silence. No interruption. It was as if nothing had happened. But in reality, that call marked the final digital trace of her existence. Afterward, there were no messages, no calls, no activity. A complete disappearance from the world she knew. Investigators later examined her phone records. One thing stood out. A call was missing. It should have been there, recorded in the log, but it wasn't. Whether it was deleted intentionally, lost, or never registered is unknown. But this missing call became one of the most important, yet unexplained, pieces of the puzzle. It left a haunting question. Who was she trying to reach? Who had attempted to reach her? Her phone was later found. Not damaged, not destroyed, simply turned off. A small detail, perhaps insignificant to some, but one that carried enormous implications. It suggested intention, it suggested someone else's involvement. And it fueled the mystery that would haunt her family for decades. By morning, panic had set in. She hadn't come home, she hadn't answered her phone. No one had seen her since the previous night. Police were contacted, search efforts began. Neighbors were questioned, streets were combed. Time, the most critical factor in missing person cases, was already slipping away. Every second, every minute mattered, and yet the young woman remained missing, leaving behind only unanswered questions and a growing sense of dread. If you found this story chilling, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more unsolved mysteries and true crime cases. Your support helps us bring more stories to life.